Ladies, we are here tonight on the show. How's everybody doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Um, so tonight we're gonna do some wrestling news, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for Raw 30-year anniversary tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, obviously, I think the biggest thing is going to be the Roman Reigns. They're doing the Trail of Sami Zayn, which I guess they're going to have. I don't know. They were going to have a bunch of like Rikishi and a bunch of guys from the past be there. I don't know if they're still going to do that, but apparently they went from like an acknowledgement of the tribal chief Roman Reigns through all the generations of bloodline. Now it seems like they switched it to pretty much the Sami Zayn trail. I still don't know if they're gonna have all these guys involved, like Rikishi and like Afa and Fiba and all the other generations of the bloodline. But obviously, definitely Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, the bloodline, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman are expected to be there. We'll see if there's more people there. Also, we're gonna have Bayley versus Becky Lynch in a steel cage match. We're gonna have, I believe, Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship, and the Usos will defend their tag team champions, the Raw tag team champions, against Judgment Day, which I think it's very possible Judgment Day wins them. But those are some of the plans. They're also advertising The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Ric Flair, and Hulk Hogan to all be a part of this show, along with other people. So expect a lot of like Hall of Famers or a lot of like throwbacks, along with the matches I just said. So this should be a good show. This should be an easy one to watch, even though it's 3 hours. It should go by fast. It should be like that. I think what was the last time? Like I think was it the final Raw of 2022 when like it went super fast. I think this might be even better than that. This should be a good show. Even though it's only January, it's probably already going to be a candidate for Raw of the Year. So we'll see what they do with it. We'll see what they do with it. But it should be fun to watch, man. Speaking of, they're saying that they're thinking of bringing back the Authors of Pain, who was a tag team last year. We're seeing they were part of the, I think what back in 2019, 2020 when Seth Rollins was doing the Messiah, and he had his group, which I believe was the Authors of Pain, and Bobby Murphy. Even Austin Theory was there for a little bit. Remember? So then they, I believe one of them got injured, and then they just got released in 2020. And so there's been some interest from WWE about bringing them back, along with their manager. I forget what his name was, the guy who was their manager back in NXT, where they had a banger matches with like FTR, and they were tag team champions for almost a year. So obviously Triple H put them way better in NXT than Vince McMahon did in WWE. So we'll see, man. There is some problems they do have with a lot of the guys, which is because they did try at one point in these last 3 years, they haven't been doing much, to do their own wrestling company, and it was a major fail. And I think Braun Strowman, there was a few guys that try to be a part of that company, and there's some trash talking going on Twitter. So that could be interesting to see what happens if they do go back to WWE. Could there be some potential issues with some of the guys still mad about how things didn't work out? But who knows, man? I think that's probably when they're under the bridge. We'll see. The Rock, now he's saying he doesn't feel like he's in the right shape to do a WrestleMania match with Roman Reigns. But I mean, a lot of people are wondering if he's just saying this to throw people off. So WWE is starting to promote him like crazy. Like I said, they're even selling the merchandise for The Rock. Remember back last year, a bunch of stuff started coming out about Stone Cold having a match, Vince McMahon having a match at WrestleMania, And then they said, no, that's not happening. That's fake news. And then it ended up happening, right? So there's a good chance, same thing. They're trying to throw people off. I think that's not going to happen anymore because this is a time of year where I feel like WWE really tries to keep things like a surprise. And even if stuff gets leaked out, they deny it. Because that's what happened last year. A bunch of stuff got out, and then they denied it, but then they still ended up doing it, right? They said Vince McMahon's going to have a match at WrestleMania. Stone Cold's going to have a match at WrestleMania. No, it's not happening. Then they even said, I get Pat McAfee McMahon, and they said that's not happening either. And it all ended up happening. So, yeah, I'm going to say The Rock is still going to be having that match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. They're just doing this to try to keep it a surprise. But we'll see what happens. Vince McMahon's net worth is now $3 billion. He is now just a little bit under one of the 1,000 most richest men in the world, or at least in the United States. I'm not sure exactly. Somewhere in the 1,000 he ranks. And the belief is he will even go up on that list if he does sell the company, which is going to be worth somewhere between $7 to $9 billion. So Vince McMahon climbing up the ladder and the most richest man list as he enters the top 2,000, I guess. A little bit higher, like I said, it's somewhere in the thousands he's ranked. So maybe once he does sell the company, he might get at least probably in the top 1,000 at least. Right now, he's just a little bit under the top 1,000 richest men. So we'll see when he sells the company what happens. And last, AJ Styles, they were planning for him to be a part of Wrestle Kingdom for New Japan. But obviously, he broke his ankle in a WWE show. But just like they let what's his name? Carl Anderson do a few matches. They were going to let AJ Styles at least make an appearance. Who knows if it was going to be a match or not. But they believe they were going to at least make maybe accompany Carl Anderson to the ring for his match. Who knows? But there was some talk about AJ Styles potentially making an appearance for Wrestle Kingdom for New Japan before breaking his ankle. So we'll see what happens, man. This Saturday with I think a lot of people are thinking there might be some New Japan wrestlers entering that Royal Rumble, man. We'll see what happens. It's maybe a way to continue that relationship, or even just to return the favor for WWE, letting Carl Anderson to continue to do some shows with New Japan, even though he was signed to WWE. A lot of people were saying that that video package WWE showed on Friday promoting Monday Night Raw 30-year anniversary. They're saying that if Vince McMahon would have been in charge of creative, like they're saying no way, like they show like Jon Moxley with the Shield, Chris Jericho, Mark Henry. They said, yeah, no way they do all that stuff. They would have edited that stuff out of the video. So that people are saying that lets you know that Triple H is still in charge. The fact that he kept guys like Chris Jericho and Mark Henry in the Big Show, and Christian, I believe, was also in there for a little bit. The fact that he kept all those AEW guys in there lets you know that most likely Triple H is still in charge of creative, at least for now. But I guess that's a good sign. But we'll see what happens, man. But I think that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that's about it. Have a good night, everybody. Have fun tonight with WWE Raw 30 anniversary, and we will come back tomorrow and talk about everything. But until next time, holla at your boy.